Good morning, traders. I'm excited to get back into the trading action. Of course, it's going to be another exciting day. Action. A lot of action yesterday. Doing a lot of trading, a lot of up and down moves. We saw tech come back yesterday. Will we see tech continue to climb the wall of worry? Will financial worries come into play? Right? Where should we be looking for oil stocks? Right? What about the utilities? The steel names were a little bit strong yesterday. Will they continue today? I'll keep watch, of course, on the healthcare sector. But you guys out there, let me know what you guys are watching. Hit the like and let's get it started. You're here live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Good morning, traders. Let's get to the action. Of course, you guys know my boy, Ryan Faloona, in the house. We'll get after the market. And like always, team, if you guys got a particular stock, a catalyst that's on your radar, make sure you mention it in the chat. Always good to see you guys out there. Raz, Matthew, Gary, Beach Bum, Hendrik, Becca. Cheers up, my friend. Pinky's on up out there, everybody. Let's all enjoy a little bit of days. I need to try that micro dosing mushroom life because I don't know if I'm going to be drinking coffee too much next year. I'm going to try my best to cut it out, but
okay, that is not the intro that I was expecting, Mitch.
Ryan, you didn't hear about Mark Chaikin microdosing on his interview?
No, I hope that you'll tell us about that. But I was actually, microdosing. This is not the first time I've heard about people wanting to microdose. I'm actually more shocked by your willing admission to give up coffee next year. Yeah. I think if I tried that, I wouldn't be the same person. I'd have no friends and I might be in jail. So to me, that seems like a really big step for you to just voluntarily give that up. But
yeah, like the chat said, coffee for shrooms. I like it. Let's go, team. I've been thinking about the same thing. Yeah, I mean, there's this like mud kind of thing on YouTube. I get the commercials all the time. I don't know, man. I might have to try it out. See if it really does give me the energy or not. Let's get to the action. You guys know I'm not short on energy, though, so let's talk about what's going on. Let's get to the market. Let's see what we're looking at right now for today. Of course, for me, just watch the banks. I've been talking about it, right? Are we ever going to get this down move in the banks, or are we going to get a big up move in the banks? This is going to, I think, tell it all, right? If we do get some more bank worries, the market could come right back down. But if for some reason we don't get that worry and we get a big rip up in the banks and, of course, inflation concerns, right? CPI tomorrow, if that just comes anywhere in line with a big move in the banks, I think we're in bull market city there. But I think that you need to kind of keep an eye out to see what happens here, because we don't know what's going to happen. And that's the truth. And I think that we talked about it right now on pre-market prep. I kind of noted to it, the volume that's been declining in the SPY. And that shows what? Uncertainty in this move. Uncertainty meaning that, some people are riding this wave. Some people are on the sidelines. Let's see when the volume really comes in, what type of move we get. We'll keep watch today on the SPY, see if we can get back up there to 412s. Definitely, we can have a big range. I've seen the volatility kind of kick off lately. About 4 points, not like 10 points like we used to get. But we'll see if this kind of continues through 412. We'll keep watch on tech names. AMD really strong yesterday. NVIDIA really strong yesterday. So if there's names that I don't want to get in front of, it's probably these two. I know I have been shorting these names and getting in front of them, but now that I'm starting to see more strength come back to the name, that's when I start being a little bit careful, because there are levels above here for breakout. So don't want to be fighting NVIDIA and AMD today. I can still look at a name like Tesla to see what happens today. But really what's going to be on my radar today is a lot of kind of the oil names. Like this EOG, for me, standing out. I definitely want to keep an eye out on this one to see if it can go higher through the 122s and 124. And then also going to be taking a look at like a PSX, Phillips 66. Does this want to go back through the 106 level? Look at this trend line. I think this is pretty here, right? Like that looks good to me, right? A nice little trend line form. Nice trying to get a little bit higher. So I'm going to keep these on watch. We'll see what happens with, of course, some of these oil stocks. Let's go ahead. Let's get to the action. I'll let my boy Ryan talk about some of the stocks that he's looking at. And then to get ready for the open, team, we're going to get after it today. No Zunaid, but guess what? I'm ready to go, baby. Ready to get it. All right, Ryan, what are you seeing out there? You seeing the birds?
Yeah, I actually just saw a bird take a stick 4 times its size into the little hole that it's building a nest in. And I got a couple of red-winged
they know what they're doing, man. They know what they're doing.
It's amazing. It's amazing to see that. And I got a couple of red-winged blackbirds out here, both very, very pretty and just calling like crazy over and over again. So sorry if I'm distracted, but birds are really incredible. Anyway, I wanted to touch on a couple of things here. First of all, Gary, no, I've heard good things about micro. I'm not knocking that. I was more shocked at Mitch's decision to give up coffee. Like Becca, love my coffee. I love my coffee, and I rely on it for having energy, being friendly, and just straight up smiling.
Yeah, I gotta admit,
so just the thought of giving that up was sad to me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think sometimes I just think about it, and I do like pre-workouts sometimes in the afternoon, and I just feel like that's just too much caffeine overall. Like 1 cup of coffees, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's like 40, 50, maybe 80 grams of caffeine. But these pre-workouts nowadays, man, they are 200, 300 milligrams of caffeine. I'll get you growing.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm 2 Nespresso cups deep. I'm actually working on tea right now. I'm working on a wild plum green tea that's really delicious. Anyway, let's get back to the market here. One of the things that we were saying here on SPY is I'm trying to be nimble, and I'm trying to be ready for this to go in either direction. So for the upside, I'm thinking we're probably going to run up to this trend line. Maybe we break above it like we did back down here. But I'm thinking around 413, maybe 414 is probably our topping out area if we do trade up today and if we remain bullish. Conversely, if we turn around, the first spot that I'm looking for here is this 405.86. This is I guess these 3 candles make up a triple bottom. I don't necessarily want to use that term, but basically the support where we stopped here on the downside, about 405.86. So we can even call it 406 if we wanted to. So that's what I'm looking at for the downside. About 4 points up and about 4 points down. We'll see where we end up going today. If the moves feels predictable, or if I feel like I'm developing a feel for what's going on, might be able to play those ETFs. I'd look to play SQQQ and TQQQ if we're basically just trying to play the SPY. And we've also got some really good movement out of SOXL and SOXS. Playing the semiconductor ETFs has really been great for us. I know Mitch has played them. I've played them. I'm pretty sure Zunaid traded them as well. I know a number of you in the chat are trading them on a fairly regular basis. So these ETFs seem to be doing pretty well in terms of finding day trading opportunities. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here on the SPY. I think the big thing that the market is waiting for is going to be the CPI, which is tomorrow. The market seems to continually want to wait for some of these big events, whether it's the Fed or the CPI or maybe earnings. I know we're starting to get bank earnings on Friday this week. That will be interesting too. So I think the market's just kind of in a holding pattern, and I think that is responsible for some of the low volume trading that we've seen on a regular basis. So we'll see. We'll see where we go today. We'll see if we get anything crazy or out of the norm here today. I'm looking back at Apple. I mean, Apple's near flat in the pre-market here. I know Tesla's up after its beating yesterday. Costco had a really good day yesterday. Amazon's down today. So a lot of different divergence. Bitcoin above 30,000. I assume Mara and Riot are going to be in play today. Maybe even some of the other smaller names on Bitcoin. So just kind of watching that, seeing where we go. Gonna be very, very reactive. Don't feel as if I need to trade this week. I think that tomorrow that will probably be a little bit different. I feel like I'll probably want to participate after that CPI print in some form or another. But today, I really don't have, I really don't mind not trading. If I don't see something, I don't mind not taking it. I don't feel forced into into trading. And I'm trying to look at that as a positive. Okay, let's go ahead through the movers and see if we can find some of these potential day traders. First one here I noticed is not at the top of the list, but it's probably the biggest stock on the list here. I guess maybe Coinbase might be the biggest, but in any case, it's going to be PayPal. And PayPal, we're gapping up here. We stopped pretty much at the pre-market highs from the last day of March 31st. Looking at this, it looks like we really want this chart. To me, looks like it's trying to break out. We've come down to this low area at about 72. We've held it every time that we've come down here. We've traded back up. We were making lower highs until here. So today, where we close here on PayPal, this might be important, and maybe we can actually move up towards those highs. I'm going to be watching PayPal today. Unsure if I'm actually going to take a position in this. I think if I did take a swing position in this swinger, if I did take a swing position in this, I'd probably use calls just to define my risk ahead of the trade and make sure I don't get too deep in that. But watching PayPal here, I kind of want to see how this behaves. You know, while we're talking about PayPal, we might as well talk about Block or Square or SQ or whatever you want to call it. We obviously had a big sell-off. We've bounced here. Let's see maybe if these move here together. Square not up in the pre-market like PayPal is today, but let's see if we can get these to move together. We might get some other trading opportunities for those, either swing or day trading. So we'll take a look at that. Now let's go over to some of these small caps. These are going to be exclusively day trades. And the interesting one here is Lucy. This is Innovative Eyewear. We do have a catalyst here. Innovative Eyewear shares are trading higher after the company announced it launched ChatGPT enabled smart eyewear. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that headline sounds like you're going to have your glasses automatically scanning and detecting things and reading them to you like a Terminator or something of that nature. This, I guess on the surface, you know, the headline sounds cool. I don't know. We'll see. The interesting thing here about these levels are that I actually didn't draw any of these today. These levels remain from the last time that we traded Lucy. And so let's see if we can actually find out where that is. We can see here on February 23rd, we actually traded up on one of the spikes to the lowest level that we have marked off here. Never really got above that. If you look at the hourly view, it becomes a little bit more clear. You see that Lucy does have a history of popping and running like crazy on some of these days, only to give it back up either the same day or the next day. So again, just by looking at the history here, we can tell that this is not a stack that we want to stick around too much, right? We want to be able to take our gains if we do in fact take this. And again, these levels in play from the last time this stock ran. Now let's go ahead and add some new lines. I'm going to go ahead and mark off the top at 501, just in case we really start to explode here. To me, the first battle that's going to tell us how Lucy's going to do today is going to be around 4. Now we've already traded above it a little bit in the pre-market. We've come back in. Let's see if we can actually break the top off. Now, what I'd like to see here for a potential trade, you notice we've taken a couple of legs up, right? So we had the initial push, regression to the VWAP, second leg up, regression to the VWAP, third leg up, regression almost to the VWAP, not quite down there, and now the fourth leg up, and this one's a little bit extended. So what I'd really like to see is I'd actually like to see us come back in and actually touch the VWAP before taking the next leg up. So if this stock sells off right out of the open here, I'm not going to be upset about that. It really comes down to where does this stock hold? Because again, maybe we do make a push and break through that $4 level, but that might be a very, very short-lived trade. And if you're just scalping, you might have to be really, really quick in order to hit that. Let's see if we get a setup from a trade lower. That might give us something a little bit easier to trade, or perhaps you don't have to be as nimble in order to get your gains. Lucy on watch here, though. Next is going to be ZFox. This is Zero Fox Holdings. Now, unlike Lucy, we don't have any lines drawn here. However, we do have a catalyst. Zero Fox shares are trading higher after the company announced it partnered with Google Cloud to disrupt phishing attacks and malicious URLs. Okay, all for that. Would love less phishing attacks and less malicious URLs, but I'm not sure exactly what goes into that. So more due diligence is going to be required. What I can do right now is I can mark off some of these spots here on the chart. And one of the things that I'm seeing are about these levels. So we really held 252. We held it yesterday. Was this yesterday? Excuse me. This was this morning. So we've held this twice this morning in the pre-market. We just traded back up to VWAP and we're rejected there. But let's see what happens when we move through that 273. VWAP currently at 275. So that area definitely proving to be some resistance. Let's see if we can take that out and move higher. Next is going to be Weight Watchers. WW is back yet again. Another catalyst here on Weight Watchers. WW International shares are trading higher after Goldman Sachs upgraded the stock from neutral to buy and raised its price target from 380 to 13. So not only did we get a price target adjustment, but we also got a rating shift here. Moved from neutral to buy at Goldman Sachs. You can see Weight Watchers trading up here pretty significantly. As far as lines go, we're going to have to use a longer time frame in order to mark some of these upper levels off. But what I do want to do is mark off some of these levels in case we do start to sell off here today. Maybe we can find some support at these levels. And I think I'm going to need one more in here. Okay, now let's really quickly jump out to the 15-minute. Don't see much in the recent history. The hourly chart. Now we're talking. Now we found some levels that will probably be in play here today. We're going to mark off the bottom of that consolidation zone, the start of the free fall, and the very top. So this gives us now some levels to look at. We'll check out Weight Watchers as it trades here today. NOGN, Noggin. I feel like this was a Becca call. Maybe I'm confusing this. I feel like we've talked about this one recently. Why is it moving? Noggin shares are trading higher after a Form 4 filing showed the CFO reported the purchase of 400,000 shares at $3 a share. So 80 cents above where we're at. The CFO's in here buying almost 500,000 shares. Pretty good sign. We take a look at the 15-minute. You can actually see it looks like we have bottomed here. So, and actually it looks a little bit gappy. Let's mark off the bottom of this. That puts us at 330. Okay. Now, if we want to take a look at what we're looking at in here, to me, sure seems like and we're going to adjust that. We're going to make that 225. There we go. Sure seems to me like this 225 going to be a very important point on Noggin. So we'll see if we can end up getting there. I think one more point that might be in play here is going to be right in here. Let's call it 260. That might be our first resistance point. So NOGN on deck here today. Mitch, I know I'm running out of time. I'm going to try to speed it up here. BNRG, this is Bren Miller Energies, had a monster day yesterday. I think Crow was actually on this yesterday. I didn't trade this one, but I'm pretty sure, I actually wasn't familiar with the company, but I'm pretty sure we discussed this in the chat yesterday. Retraced about 50% of its big move yesterday, but we're still holding here. So let's see if we can get above VWAP. As far as levels go, we'll just mark these off real quick. We'll see it. This one, I kind of have a feeling. I don't know. It's just that feeling. I feel like it might not go here today. I feel like its day in the sun was yesterday, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and mark off some bottom side levels as well. And then there's one more that I want to talk about. Tupperware. Good old Tupperware. Everyone has interacted with this product at some point in your life. Tupperware, of course, yesterday the news was that they are filing for bankruptcy, right? Let me make sure I got that right. Tupperware Brands takes action to improve its capital structure and liquidity position. Tupperware shares down 7% after substantial doubt about the ability to continue. So I guess maybe they haven't filed it yet, but may file it. Sad day here. The one thing that we will say is that when we see some of these companies flirting with bankruptcy after huge sell-offs like we saw right here, we often will see them bounce. So maybe there will be a bounce play here today. Maybe this is something that somebody just comes in and scoops up. Who knows? We're going to watch that flow, and we're going to watch some of these levels here on Tupperware. I did mention that Bitcoin is up today, so some of those names are in here. AMC is up if you're interested in that. AI is actually up here, so we'll keep checking in on this, seeing if this bounces. We already have some of those levels in there. But Mitch, that's about all I got here. You want to take it away? Oh, I don't think I left you very much time. I left you 45 seconds, Mitch.
Not a worry, man. We're ready to get to this market. Let's do it. Let's get to the market, right? I mean, that's all we need. Just need the market to open. We'll find the stocks. All right, let's get into the action. We'll see what happens here out the gates. And I do not have any swing trades on. And that's one thing that I want to note. And why? Just because I felt like the uncertainty yesterday was a little bit high going into the close there. I didn't know where the market was going. So one thing is, like always, you don't always have to take trades every single day, right? Today was one of those days where I'm opening the market with no swing trades on. And why? Because I didn't see edge. It's okay, team. There's going to be times where we can take a lot of trades. There's going to be times where we can take 0 trades, right? I think you got to be able to do that as a trader and look to see where the opportunities lie. So SPY higher in pre-market, SPY higher in after hours. Let's see what happens here out the gates. Do we get this quick down action, or are we going to get some more up? So right out the gate, since I don't have any trades, you guys out there, if you guys see anything making big moves, let me know. All right.
It is worth noting really quick from yesterday, GCTK, that was our big trader yesterday. We're currently at 250 here. We're a little bit lower than where we closed yesterday. Maybe we do ramp and get a second day move here. Just kind of watching it right now. No setup on GCTK, but definitely worth watching after yesterday's move. Also going to watch Lucy here out of the gate.
Lucy
right under 4, definitely flirting with that 4, but again, the ideal situation would be if this pulled in a little bit closer towards VWAP.
That's an interesting one. Interested indeed. AMD down big out the gates here. Looking at the cues, quick down action here right out the gates. So who knows? We could be right back into the tech short trade. And I think that really what you need to be is nimble. We've been using that word often. And there's a reason why. Because you got to be able to change outlooks on a daily basis almost. Microsoft was going lower pre-market, right? That was really getting hit. It's getting hit right back to the downside now. Apple getting hit there. So with that being said, we could look at a Stocks S trade. I like this outlook here right now. Going to look for maybe a little bit of a pullback to 75s, but willing to take my shot off 70 here. Got to be quick. Got to be quick. Quick.
All right.
I didn't get my chance there in the 70s. It's already there to the 80s here. Going to have to step up here. Taking a little bit here. Willing to take a little bit more on the pullback to 75. But I took a little bit there at 1780. Now we're going towards 1783s. Trying to stay really quick and nimble with this trade. But let's see if we can go a little bit higher here and get back into the 18 spot. If it gets to the 18s, then we can actually make a little bit of a drive. We'll see what happens.
Okay, so real quick here. So I'm waiting on Lucy to pull back here, right? And it did actually pull back closer to the VWAP earlier. Didn't grab it there. It was just flirting with 4, this $4 level. When it pushed above initially, it went up about 11 cents, set a new high, came back in, and then ripped. So now we've actually produced a new high here. I've got 445 as my high print. We'll see if this gets taken out. The only problem with this is that because I really wanted it to come in first, now I feel like I'm even more extended. I think at some point this has got to test VWAP. That is probably going to be your entry.
All right, keeping a close eye to see what happens in the Qs. I see them bouncing a little bit. Will they wash through the 317? That's what I'm looking for the Stocks S type of trade here. Now the pullback to the 75s here. Going to go ahead and try to get some here at 75 and 74. Boom, just grabbed a little bit more there at 74. Now I just want to hold off kind of the 69, 70 area and look to see if we can go higher here on Stocks S. So there you go. My average is 77. So like right about here with these 2 buys. Let's see if we can get it back through the 1780s. Really hold VWAP now and do kind of like a VWAP bounce to the upside. Qs is going to be very important. I'm seeing AMD go down fast. CNC, you guys know that I've been looking for these healthcare plans. That's actually going higher. That was a bad stop out yesterday, I feel like. Just bad execution on my part. Should have held it a little bit more room. But with that one being mentioned, I do want to call out some other ones in play today. CVS in play for me today. I'm going to be looking at that one, maybe make another move to 77. We'll see what happens on that one. That's going to be more of a kind of swing trade outlook. If I can get a pullback here towards 76.50s, doesn't look too bad for me on CVS. ELV was another one that I'm going to look at here. UNH could be stocks that we could look at. Healthcare overall, having a nice day right out the gates here. So keep your eyes on some healthcare names as they go higher today. Seeing that, a good area to look at today. Johnson & Johnson higher, Lilly, AB, Merck going higher, Pfizer looking good. Definitely the healthcare names not looking too bad there. Shop, says Lisa Lee. You guys can take a look at that. SNY, Raz talking about. Wally wants to take a look at Boeing. We'll take a look at it in just a second, Wally. Let's see what happens. All right, just want to stay really tight to this trade. If it does go through the 69, I'll just get out of the trade. I want to be really quick here early on and then look for some bigger trades later on in the day.
Z-Fox, I know Crow, didn't you say I like Z-Fox, but I need a pullback? So I'm kind of waiting on the same thing here in Lucy, although we have pulled back to 4 here. That's really good sign on Lucy. Now, Z-Fox here, we did get a little bit of a pull right out of the gate here. So we actually pulled back to this 245, actually broke it a little bit, back through it by 10 cents and making a move up towards the VWAP. VWAP at 269. This looking good here. Maybe we do get one more pull, but Z-Fox looking good. Crow, I'm wondering, was this pullback enough for you, or are you looking for more of a pullback here? I think if we go through this VWAP here, 290 definitely in play. Oh, you know what? I just did that with Mitch's entire. I'm sorry, guys.
No worries.
I'm sorry, folks. Maybe I need a third cup of coffee here. Anyway, here we go. We are now at VWAP. So this trade from 248 back to VWAP, this is working here. Let's see if we pop and move above here on ZFox.
At CVS just did that nice little pullback. I'm also seeing oil stocks a little bit of a pullback here. Looking at this EOG. I kind of like this for a swing, especially if we can get to 121. Still haven't gotten it there, but I'm gonna look to see if I can get a pullback on EOG for the swing. See if I can just set an alert here. I'll set that alert. Out on that Sox Ash trade, it did come back, but I think it's one thing that we got to just keep a watch on, because I think that was just a little bit of a stop out wick. And look how it recovers here, team. Definitely look at that recovery there. That's a tough one to go through. I'll tell you right now, just got to shake it. But I do see tech coming down here, and I just didn't give myself enough room. I could see that this was kind of being a little bit of a wick trick, but it did go 1 cent below this low. And that was kind of like the ultimate risk right there. So I got out on that name. But Success trying to recover here. Q's, let's see if it goes through the 317 on the downside. Apple, let's see if that remains weak. Tesla actually going higher right now. We'll look to see if that flips on the day. Basic materials leading. What is in the red is real estate. That's deep into the red. Everything else in the green from the open. But technology could flip down, right? We'll see what happens on that. It's interesting to see the Q's red, but you're seeing the technology, actually the sector is actually up. That's something I don't see often.
And really quick, ZFox. So the two that we're watching here real quick, or at least the two that I am, I'll check out NCMI here in a bit for you penny players. Two that I'm watching here, ZFox did go back to the VWAP, immediately rejected and pulled. So the bottom might not be in here, although maybe it did. Maybe it just came back in here to test this bottom. We'll see. Maybe we still are due a little bit more of a pullback here, if that makes sense. And then Lucy came all the way back to 4. Let's go ahead and pull that up again. Lucy came all the way back to 4. Oh, I selected the warrants? Silly me. I'm really struggling today.
It's all good. It's all good.
Well, no, I mean, I worked out this morning, so I might just have the adrenaline going. Worked out before work today, if you can believe it. Anyway, Lucy really coming back into 4. To me, 4 is the line here. Now, the longer it stays here, the more this VWAP is going to creep up as well. That would be really good. I still don't think this is out of the realm of possibility at this 444 level. I could easily see us getting a volume push in here and then taking this up a good 30-40 cents here. So Lucy might still be in play. I would say that if you take it here, you probably want to set your stop at 390. Even so, that might still get flushed. So again, I think this 4 level is key. Certainly has proven as support so far today. Let's see if we can push up to that 444 and maybe break above. Market looks like it's coming back in here as well, Mitch. Your SOXS looking pretty good.
Yeah, it got me out though, and that's all it is. It's still looking good now. I can get right back into the trade if I wanted to. It did just pull back here towards the VWAP. So it's just going to be more about what happens with the tech trade overall. I did see AMD was pretty weak. NVIDIA was pretty weak. Microsoft is what I'm really looking at to see if that can keep going lower through the pre-market low. If that does go through pre-market lows, then that's where I think you could really start seeing this kind of continue. You can see here, it went right close to that pre-market low. Let's see if we can actually crack that. So through 283.70s on Microsoft lower, that's what I'm going to be looking to see if we start seeing a big crack here. CRM going back down today. Remember, I had this one at yesterday in the 192. Look where it's at now. That's where it's very difficult to get through a day like yesterday. So yesterday I got out of this one for a small gain at the 192s. This morning in the after hours, it was even up there to 192.50s. Now it's already at 190. So 188. So that's just hard to get through. But definitely seeing the downside in tech. You're up, my friend.
Real quick here, Wally, you're asking about BA. Now is actually a pretty good time to talk about that. Ryan, I think it was Ryan Christopher. I think one of our other viewers here. Apologize if I'm getting your last name right. I know it's a Ryan because that's a really good name. You'd asked me about BA, and I think that if I recall correctly, the question you'd asked me is, do you see 180 or 220 first? We were around 200 at the time, and I think that I said we would see 180 first because I was just bearish overall. Well, it looks like that's not the case. It looks like 220 here is coming. And to me, this entire formation right here, let's just call it 220, right? Let's just call it 220. This 220 here, we break this. I think we probably go even higher, right? I think probably 275 ultimately, I think is where we're gonna test, and then we probably close that gap up to 300. But I think all of these different peaks here are going to represent levels where Boeing is going to test if it does continue some of this upside momentum. I like this company. No position in this company as I'm trying to just accumulate cash and not be too overinvested. Again, just kind of being in the bearish camp. Some of the dry powder is actually sitting on the sidelines, and I'm okay with that. I'm following my plan. Even if I end up being wrong, I'm still practicing some good discipline. However, I do like Boeing, and I think that if we can move above 220 here, I think we probably go higher here.
All right, taking some swing trade action here I'm going to go Cigna and I'm going to go CVS. So I just grabbed some CVS at 76.64 and I grabbed some Cigna here at 264.41. So Cigna is a little bit lagging the action right now, but I'm starting to get a starter on the swing trade size. So I can add to this position if I'd like, down towards like 76.40s, but I'm looking at CVS on a daily outlook. Don't want it to break yesterday's low 75.77 and want it to start making its way back towards 78 and see if we can go a little bit higher on this CVS. After 2-day pullback, let's see if we can end the day green today. That would be a good one there. I'm just going to keep these on the side. These are just kind of swings. Let's keep looking for more plays.
Okay. I'm watching Lucy here. No position yet. I actually feel like we might make another plunge down to the VWAP. Maybe we've already done one here. So we look at this 1 minute chart. You can see we did come back into the VWAP and now we're bouncing. I don't know. To me, it kind of feels heavy. I want to take some here, but I still think that we probably pull back to this VWAP. We probably knife one more time before we move higher, shake out some of those weak hands. Stalking this one for entry though, kind of like Lucy here. Good morning, Rich. How you doing? Oh, guys, yeah, I took PayPal off the screen. You know what? Let me check on that. We're going to give Lucy a hold here. Maybe this will pull. Maybe if we take some time, it'll pull back down in that VWAP and give us a setup there. Here's PayPal. PayPal coming back into the VWAP. So it's looks like it tried to move right out of the open, but then was rejected there. Let's take a look at that daily chart. Yeah, we really wanted to clear out this area on PayPal. We really wanted to clear out this area. It hasn't done it yet. Lucy's still at that 390 here. Weight Watchers back into the VWAP. This might be setting up too.
Look
at TGTX. Remember, yeah, sorry, Mitch, I totally just cut you off. But I got super excited. Remember yesterday we were talking about TGTX on a possible swing trade. This entire bull formation here, little retest and bang, breakthrough here, TGTX. I would say that your next, well, we already went up to about 2250, filled that gap. I would say next spot here, probably 27 TGTX. Damn, I should have loaded the boat there yesterday, Mitch. This bearish sentiment, I got to shake it, Mitch. I got to shake it.
Got to shake it. Shake and bake it, man. Shake and bake it. Shake it and bake it, baby. What do you think about you? What do you think about you? Unity. It's going to be all about like these growth names come back into play. Do I like the setup? Yes, I actually bought it around here last time when I wrote it up to 32.50, around the 30.05 spot. I bought it. It's at 30.70s right now. So does it look decent? It doesn't look bad there, Sam. But like always, you determine what you like, my friend. Do I like it? Yes, for myself, I do like it. But the big thing here is just more along. You have to hold really tight because it's more about the situation that's going to happen here in growth stocks or not. You can look at ARKK as kind of like a bogey for that. You can see how it's up to date, trying to recover. But look how it rejected the 40 move last time. Let's see if it can get back to 40. If I see it back at 40, I'll take a look at you. But, I mean, by the time it gets there, it could be that it's already gone a little bit too far. I'm watching you a little bit today, but it's not a top watch for me.
So Lucy definitely should have taken that first definitely shouldn't have waited here. I went to go check PayPal. It's kind of riding the fence anyway, kind of having some indecision here. That first pullback to the VWAP definitely gave another opportunity. Now, let's see. We're not running away here, at least not yet. So let's see if maybe we get another move back to the VWAP and then a potential setup. But here, again, this pull to the VWAP, 376, bounced and went as 418. Nice little day trade in there if you're able to play that. Again, just not executing as good as I'd like here right now. EOSC, where's Noel? I'm seeing 1,500 contracts January 19th of next year on EOSC. Big bet here. This is the $20 strike. Good Lord, this trader spent 60 grand on this trade. So not a whole lot of outlay in terms of total capital, but still 1,500 contracts. That's set up to pay off nicely if EOSC really rips. There you go, Noel. If you're out there, that's a bullish bet right there. Bullish bet on EOSC. Lucy pulling back to 4 now. Boy, you got to be quick. B-Fly, B-Fly looks like this is trying to take out 280. Might have a move here on B-Fly.
All right, guys, going for one more success trade here. Just got long there in the 88 spot. Got 87 on that little pullback there. So looking to see if this could hold VWAP now and get back above. Let's see if we get the next move to the upside here, or do we get to downside shakedown? We'll find out. It's got to be tight towards the 80 spot here. So only risking about 7 cents. So it's a really small risk here. But if it can go, I feel the trade can get above into the 18s. One thing to take a look at is definitely the overall market is kind of weak right here out the gates, but SPY is trying to recover there. How's Micron doing today? That's definitely one to watch, right? It was really strong yesterday. Just went sideways all day. It's been sideways consolidation. Definitely keeping an eye on that one.
Yeah, and real quick on Micron here, you've got which chart is that? I can't tell. 5 minutes.
That's 15? A 5.
Can you go to the daily real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Have the lines already drawn. Yeah, you kind of do. Can you zoom in on that little recent double top there?
So the recent double top there, let me take away the fibs there so it doesn't look too hard there, but definitely kind of recent double top right around in the 64 kind of 11 range. And then I see over here 64.42s.
Yeah, see, now, Mitch, you're talking about it trading sideways. When you look at this view, to me, the fact that it's holding up here is definitely a good thing. Because look what's going to happen. If it trades up and busts that resistance line, look at that. That's 1, 2, 3. That's 4 attempts at that resistance line. To me, the longer it stays here without breaking down, the higher the chance that it actually moves higher at this point.
I agree. And I think that's a very important outlook to keep on watch now to see what happens there. And I talk about the rule of 3 often. And so on the 4th one, it's actually a break of the bearish pattern, right? And so you get all these 3 resistance in the same area. Now, if you can break that resistance, that's the 4th attempt. That actually breaks this pattern. And it's no longer, for me, a bearish pattern. It's a breakdown of a bearish pattern that actually could cause some bullish action on some covering. So if they get through 65, 66, I think you'd see some short covering on Micron, but just to keep that in mind, right? We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And
there's the first move of success. I just wanted to kind of state that, kicking it to you, my friend.
There you go. Yeah, I was just going to say real quick, I was just following up with what the chat was saying. Urban Farms on top of this one, AI popping here. Absolutely. This is C3 AI popping out of the gate here. But if we take a look at this chart, it looks like we're kind of like on Micron, we're taking out some of this sideways area. We're back up to where we kind of consolidated. This is the intraday low from April 4th, where we kind of consolidated in the pre-market the day after. If we take this out, I think your next spot here is 26, maybe even 26 and a half. Mitch, kicking it back to you for the SOXS outlook.
Yeah, right now we just got off the VWAP there. Definitely not going to let it go through VWAP again, but looking for the breakthrough 18. Really, the Qs need to go lower here. The SPY is closer to VWAP, so that's what we want to see kind of reject and come back down here. But the Qs are weaker than the SPY right now, and you can see that definitely on the kind of the relative basis. So keeping my eye to see what happens here. And of course, the weaker stocks like AMD, right? Are those going to make a new low here? So that's what I'm watching for too. Those have been pretty weak. NVIDIA, those will give me the sign, right? The really strong ones. Remember, in pre-market, what was I talking about, team? And you guys can always keep me accountable if this is not what I was talking about. But I was talking about the strongest tech names, right? I was talking about two names especially, NVIDIA and AMD. I didn't want to get in front of them because they were seeming like dragons yesterday to the upside. But look how their action is today. It's like a hard downside action, right? So that's what I'm going to look to see if it keeps going. If that keeps going, that tells me more tech weakness coming. So I'm using kind of the bogey there on really strong stocks to see if they're really strong today. They look weak today, NVIDIA and AMD. The Crow said triple BY running. I'll trust the Crow because I don't think the Crow would fool us. But Ryan, what are you seeing there? You seeing anything on triple BY?
I haven't taken a look at BBBY, but you know what? Let's check it out. Yeah, sure looks like it is. Pop the top of here at what, 30 cents? A little bit higher. Again, this is why these penny plays don't really get me excited. And this is also why you didn't see this. Actually, my scanner doesn't have a price filter on it. Yeah, no, this should appear on here. There it is. There it is. So high relative volume there. Still 20% short here. I don't know. To me, this is not something I would trade. Let me know if you guys are end up trading this. We're up 4 cents. You need thousands and thousands of shares for that really to make a difference.
All right,
Lucy,
team,
back to VWAP. Lucy not moving up here. The girl, are you short? You short?
That's an interesting one. I'm getting an
That
AI
VWAP.
name.
Ooh,
AI
ooh,
name making a move,
ooh.
team. Sound, SOUN. Getting an alert for that. I had it set here for 330s. So we're getting a daily alert off of this daily high. I've been looking to see if we can get back through that. Sound, not looking bad today. I will mention that. AI name, got a nice little VWAP bounce from the 330s. Let's see if this can continue moving. And look at those AI names today. They could get the uplift. AI up right now. How's that GFAI doing? Just got above the VWAP. Doesn't look too bad as it held 16 today.
BBAI up on the back of that too, Mitch. BBAI up big today.
Yeah, so just kind of mentioning some of the AI names today. I hope that you guys are able to catch some of those plays. Looking for the Qs to make another leg in the StockS trade to get through the 18s. But now if it comes back to my entry, I'm going to get out break even because at this point, it's either going to give us that next leg down on the Qs or the Qs could probably be right back at VWAP. If that happens, it'll stop me out. There's no point in losing on it. I am looking at EOG for a potential type of swing trade action on the oil, but it is coming down a little bit too fast right now, and the market's coming down overall, so I don't want to be jumping in too many longs right now. But the Qs look good for the breakdown here. Let's see if MU starts to break down. If not, but AMD really and NVIDIA are really good watches right now. They just did a new low, but then pulled off that new low. Let's see what happens. If they come back to VWAP, we got to be careful.
And real quickly on sound, just to kind of round this out, sound moving off the back of AI here. I didn't draw any new lines here today. Again, these are all lines from the past. 325 knocked down and taken out. 343, your next spot. We got as high as 332. That absolutely in play here today. So let's see if sound can get up to this resistance area between 343 and 346.
StockS not wanting to do it now. We've got a couple of topping action here. NVIDIA starting to turn around. It's going to be hard to hold through on a pullback. Definitely going to break even on the rest if it does come back. But I'm giving it the chance to go here. I could sell it right now, then take about like probably like I would say about like 3/3 or 3/4 of what I lost on the last success trade. Just take that back. But I'm looking for the go. Let's see if we get it or not. Pull back through the 1790s for me. I'll get out at 1786. Qs. What are you going to do? If you're going to come back to VWAP, you got to be careful there because success could pull back even below VWAP towards like 1770s.
Market trying to bounce here. At least the NASDAQ is.
You can see NVIDIA coming back, and that's why I kind of used NVIDIA and AMD as kind of that bogey too, right? And you can see them coming back a little bit faster even in the Qs. Keeping an eye on the kind of the 1 minute on those and keeping like kind of the 5 minute outlook on the Q overall.
Weight Watchers highs.
Weight Watchers, man. What a rating change, right? What can the rating change do to your stock? Well, look at Weight Watchers. Interesting day indeed, team. We'll see what happens if we start seeing the Qs come back or not. Watching to see if NVIDIA is going to make that move up. I'm pulling back here on success. I'm like right on the trigger here. All right, break even out on that success trade. Could get back into the trade, but one thing that I want to be able to do is just get out of it for no reason to lose there. If the Qs can come back to the VWAP right now, I'll just get screwed on the trade. I could get back into the trade through the 1790s, try to get it through the 18s. Maybe I'm being a little bit picky here, but to tell you the truth, I'm not going to give up even a penny on this one. I can get back into the name. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if NVIDIA comes back to VWAP. That could be something to look for. AMD. How's Microsoft here? Microsoft also bouncing a little bit at 283.50s. And there's the pull back to the VWAP that I was trying to avoid on success. That would have became the loser right there. So just like avoided for me, I felt an unnecessary loss. Rather just get out, break even, and look to see if it can get back into the name or we get the Q's rejection off the VWAP.
I'm seeing a lot of cat calls come in here, right? I'm seeing the 260, 270 calls expire 8/18 of this year. So that's August 18th. This looks like a bunch of just multi-leg purchases. They range anywhere from 50 grand to 200 grand, and there's several hundred contracts apiece. So the totality of that, probably close to $1 million here. That's cat, ticker cat. These are all calls, upside calls, 260 expiring 8/18. Let me actually check the option chain on that.
There's cat right now is right off the VWAP now starting to bounce a little bit there. We'll see what happens as the market finds a little bit of a bounce here. Which ones will go higher? Still got
7,000, 8,000 calls traded now. Cat, they continue to come in here, those 260 calls. Someone's loading the boat here, folks. 360, they're paying anywhere between 350 and 360 up to 8,300 calls at that 260 strike. Again, this is the 260 call expiring August 18th. That is 8/8/23. Massive.
Ryan getting cat calls here. Yeah. Ryan getting the cat calls.
Ryan's getting the cat calls. Yeah, you know, I am going to follow this in at least on 2 contracts here.
Oh, look at Ryan.
This is just too much volume. 9,000 contracts now. When we started talking about this, we were at 7,000. In the past 2 minutes, we've got 2,200 more contracts. I only bought 2. So I'm in this small, well-defined risk at about $700 here.
All right.
Wow, here we go.
Let's go to the main charts. I'm looking at sectors. That's really what I want to kind of keep an eye on today. Energy is actually red today, now starting to leak there. So don't know what to think about energy today. Healthcare is still strong though, man. Healthcare names. Woo. UNH kind of pushing higher. Johnson & Johnson, NVO, Lilly kind of back at VWAP. Merck just kind of came back. Looking to see what's going on with these to see if I can play any. Look at NBS. Oh, nice little move there.
10,000 contracts traded now. This is crazy. I paid $350. The current ask is $345. So the price actually continues to move down and the volume continues to pour in here. Cat, that's interesting. All right. Meow.
One that I'll watch, MDT. I've always had some people ask me about that one. I've never actually traded it, but it is starting to go a little higher.
Which one?
Been looking Been looking at diagnostics and research stocks to see if they're going to start moving. Got this one on my radar here, DHR. It's kind of a bigger stock here, but I'm looking to like kind of risk off this kind of 245 low here, seeing it come back here through this kind of 255. It's kind of more of a swing trade outlook, but keeping an eye on DHR. See if I can get a pullback towards like 251 today. Wouldn't mind taking a shot on that one. CVS is like right back to VWAP. So I'm keeping an eye on this one. Could add to the name here, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep riding it, right? Cigna actually got into the green there as it was starting to come up. So those are the swing trades that I have on right now. Let's go back to the Qs. Are we getting back here towards the VWAP, or are we just hanging out here? Seems like we're just hanging out right at the bottom of the range, and that could push us right back through the 1790s here on success. So I don't mind keeping an eye on it, right? One thing that I avoided the loss, but I'm also looking for the rip through the 18s and might even scalp it, right? And then I don't do too many scalps, team, but it's just because when I'm looking at these levels continuously, might as well just take the little scalp and run. But we'll see what happens if that actually starts to happen. Qs are just kind of bottoming right now around 316.50s, but doesn't want to take the next leg.
Real quick, Kim is saying, should be looking at crypto stocks today with the Bitcoin move overnight holding so well. Tim, the early bird gets the worm. If you were here when we were first starting, you would have seen that we went over that in the pre-market here. Bitcoin up, a lot of the little stocks up like Mara and Riot. My issue with coin, to be honest with you, Tim, currently with the whole Wells notice thing, I just don't know what to expect. I know that that's bad. When you look at Coin's chart here, it is really appealing, right? We've really kind of been basing since May of 2022. We're in this pretty tight range. We've tried to break out of it. We've tried to break down. Neither has really worked. Looking at this range that I'm talking about is between about 44 and 77. So a pretty huge range there. Let's see if coin actually makes a move here. Bitcoin definitely up here today. I don't see anything in terms of a day trade here though, Tim. There's another bird trying to bring in more sticks. And they're funny. Cheryl mentioning GFAI. Are we popping some more there on GFAI? Let's see. Yeah, moving up off the bottom here, moving away from the VWAP, still stopped at that 1754 level. Let's see if we can get above that. It's just moving, I think, with the rest of AI, isn't it?
Those AI names, baby.
I don't see any on here. How's Hut doing? This is our Bitcoin name. Hut, maybe through 2. We can get going. How's Tupperware doing? Tupperware not bouncing yet, anyway. BKKT, that's a favorite. Ooh, BKKT, maybe a move through what, 180, 181 here? BKKT. Exo, wasn't this acquired by Tilray? Yeah, Tilray right here.
NVIDIA
Tilray,
back at VWAP.
Tilray Brands reports third quarter, this was yesterday, fiscal year results, and announces the acquisition of 100% of Hexo. Hexo down 25% on that news. Man.
Hard bottoming action on the Qs now. We saw that built up there at 316.50s. Now you're starting to move back to the VWAP, and you see success back below VWAP. So just be careful there. NVIDIA back to VWAP. That's what makes me a little worried about shorting NVIDIA today, because the Qs still have ways to get to the VWAP there, but you see NVIDIA is already above VWAP. That's why I don't want to short that rocket. Trust me, I was itching when it was coming up here to VWAP, but I didn't take the shot. I respected what I told myself earlier, that these stocks have been really strong. There's no reason to come after these, but the Qs are bouncing here back towards the VWAP.
I got caught up in the cat shenanigans. Yeah, Ryan Christopher, I did get it right. All right.
GFAI, nice little move. Nice move on that GFAI. I actually was thinking about looking at that one today. I really like how it's holding this 16 move. And so you got this wick down towards 15 today, give you a nice opportunity on the wick, but now it's already back here to 17, 10, 17s. I'd look for cut down underneath 17 right now to kind of jump. But like always, you guys determine your own risk here. You did get a 17 cut, 1690s. I like that 1690s cut. I'd be taking shots off that 1690. But like always, you guys determine what you guys like here.
Couple of little updates here. Number one, those cat calls that we talked about. Remember, those are the August 260 calls. We are up to 16,000 contracts. When I first started telling you about them, by the time I looked at them, there were 7,000 contracts traded. There's now 16,000, and the ask is 370. So we're up 20 cents on those calls there.
Reversals, the Q's right back towards that 316.50 spot, holding on right now, but let's see if it breaks it here and we just start getting some downside in the Q's. It's right on the level here. Now we're getting the action. I'm long success. Let's see if we get the breakdown or not. Move back up in the 5 minute, goes red to green. That's what I don't want to see. That would be that move back to VWAP on the Q's here. I'm back in success, but I got to hold it tight. First move back above VWAP. Let's see if the Q's break down here.
Tech lows. Yeah, the market looks like it's going lower here.
It's tight. It's tight. It's tight. I say, like, you have this consolidation right now. So it's kind of like, are we going to get the next leg or are we going to get the up move here? You definitely have the rectangle pattern here. Let's just find out what happens. Do we get the upside break or downside break? We just got a wick to the downside and it's trying to recover that 316.50 spot. That's what I really don't want to see kind of get the strength on the next 5 minute candle. We got about 4 minutes left on this 5 minute candle. GFAI 1712, 1708s. Just watching that one too. It looks interesting. Carvana getting some lift off of maybe the KMX report. Yeah, it is getting some lift today. That's sympathy play off KMX. So KMX higher, Carvana higher, right? There you guys see it, little sympathy play. Not what I wanted to see there in the Qs. Back above that 316.50s. Looked off for a second. Now back down on success. This is where it gets difficult being on media here. Definitely need to focus on this success trade. Stop looking at Carvana. Sorry about that, team. It's not your fault. It's my fault for looking. All right, let's see. Q's now right back down. Rejected this move right where I have this kind of rectangle pattern here. Now I really want to see success take off here through the 1790s. NVIDIA, did we do a VWAP rejection? Yeah, VWAP rejection, right? So rejects that move to the VWAP. AMD didn't even get there. It's right back down towards the low. So we're close to getting that move, but the real thing is what's going to happen here on the Qs. You can see the bunch up here in between the 316.50s and the 316 like 68, 70 spot. It's a battle right now. The battle's on. Who's going to win? The Bulls or the Bears? Guys, smash the like if you guys are enjoying the stream action today. It isn't easy, like always. Hope you guys enjoy what we do in front of you guys every single day, and definitely appreciate you guys hanging with us, growing the community here. Let's see if we get NVIDIA right back to the lows there. There's NVIDIA getting a little weaker. The Q's back below the 316.50 spot. You can see how it's battling that right now. We got about 1 minute left on this candle. So I'm going to go to the 1 minute to see if we get a strong reversal or the breakdown here on this next 1 minute candle. I think it's very important to watch this next 1 minute. We'll see what happens here. Little leaking coming in. You see how it went right to 316.50 there. It just literally like just ticks it. It's battling right here in the 316.50.
Lucy battling with 4.
All right, now we're getting towards 316.40s. Will we get to flush to 316? I want to see a big bar come in here on the breakdown. That would give us that nice breakout there for success.
BBAI going higher here. AI just continuing to move higher, sound going higher, all these AI names breaking higher here.
Yeah, man. Sound was one that I had that alert ready for it. That was a nice one. And GFAI, they make the move from the 17s. Ooh, it's giving us another chance to join the trade there.
Joe
it.
Dagger putting in work here. TGTX second VWAP bounce, all out. Bye bye. See you Wednesday. So Joe, looking like you're taking TGTX. Didn't make it all the way back down to its VWAP, but nice little trade there today. Nice discipline for you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Q's battling, man. We just made this move up towards the upside and then come right back to the downside. The battle's on. Look at the 5 minute. It's not doing much, but just sideways. I want to see where we close this candle here. Last candle closed to the downside. Now we're getting that 316.40 look. Come on, break the 316.25. Give me that cash, baby. Give me that cash. That boy Money Mitch needs that cash. All right. Well, I do want to mention, team, after you're done trading today, if by any means you guys want to tune in, of course, to some cannabis action. We got the cannabis conference going on right now. You guys can tune in. I'll throw up the link in just a second if you guys want to check that out. But like always, we always have some more action for you guys on Benzinga.
I'll be honest, Mitch. I thought the cannabis conference was next week. For 420.
Right? There's always a cannabis conference somewhere, man. Like they say, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I didn't even realize what you said. It took me a few seconds. Oh, that's funny, Mitch.
Yeah, I mean, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right, Ryan? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. All right, that GFAI, man, that thing's tempting, but I got to stop watching that. I got to look at this tech trade. This is what matters to me more. You guys stick to what matters to you guys. We'll see what happens here. 1790 showing up for success. We're near that break here. Still not getting it, though. Let's see what we get here on success. Definitely need to hold on break even on the rest here. Now we're getting it 316.16, 1795 here. Let's get to see if we get the 18 break. If it recovers, oh man, it's going to be sucky. But I could run to the profit right here and just get back to break even. But I'm looking for the move to get us back into the green on the day, which is that 18 touch and then a little move higher. If you see the recovery there on NVIDIA, you see how this does this little wick, big wick trying to come back, like almost making like a hammer. That's where I don't want to see the Qs get back to 316.50. That's what's going to stop me out for sure. Now we're at 316.14s. Can we get through the 316? That was the big bar that I was looking for. Remember I said, I'm looking for a big bar. Let's see if we can close this on the big bar. That's 5 minutes. So we still got 2 minutes on this candle, but let's see if we can keep getting it like big. You don't want to see a big wick here. I want to see a big body close. There's NVIDIA right back to the low.
Lucy did make that move through 4, got as high as 431, and we're pulling back here. So we're shaking out some more of those weak hands. Lucy really sticking with that VWAP. That play was the play, right? Waiting for it to come back into the VWAP. And oh, look at this pull. Huge pull here. Wow, we might get halted to the down. Nope. Okay, they're gonna bounce it here. Actually, this might be worth trying here a little. Didn't get filled there. I'm just gonna cancel that. Tried to get it at 380, didn't get it. Now we're coming all the way back down. I guess I should have just left it there. Came all the way back down to 380. All right. I don't have it for Lucy here. See if we end up going higher here. 375, a little bit of bid under there. We'll see if that gets hit again. Nope, didn't even take it back down there yet. Maybe we bounced here on Lucy.
This is the battle, man. Look how it's recovering here. Not what I wanted to see, at least for the Qs. Just wanted to see it close by 316. Just trying to get back into that rectangle. Don't want it to see that happen, because if that does happen, that's kind of like a VWAP test here for the success trade. So we got really close to the break there, but we want to see this close towards that 316. Got about, less than 30 seconds on this 5 minute candle. Gotta hold tight. That's how day trading a lot of the times is. It's like kind of this little short-term type of trade, right? You're just like trying to really stay close to the action to see what happens, to see if you get that momentum move. Here's 316.09s. There's the candle, and it actually closed towards the low. So that's a good outlook. Now, I definitely don't want to see it through 316.50s. If that does happen later on in the day, I think we'll get a reversal. Now I want to see 316s. Come on. Come for that 316. Another thing that you could look at is to see like on full depth, if you see a lot of volume at that 316 lining up. Look at that bounce. NVIDIA, kind of like a double or triple bottom around this area. So that's why I'm looking to see if we get a cut down through the 273 levels for NVIDIA. That would be the next leg lower.
Lucy actually doing a pretty decent job bouncing from this 380 area. I'm not in it for this, but it is bouncing. We'll see if we take out 4. I think if we do take out 4, we probably try another push higher. We'll see if we get knifed into here, but a decent bounce from 380 on Lucy. Mitch, going back to you.
It's one of those days. One of those days, Crow. It's a tough one today. I'll tell you that much. Just like not getting the move, right? Like getting a little bit of it, just not the actual kind of continuation move here. So could just take the profit right now. I'm still sitting in the green, but it's one of those trades that just doesn't want to go. And eventually the ticking time bomb goes off and I get the hell out. NVIDIA now making an up move here. Come on, Qs, you gonna let go? There you go, 316.09. There goes red. Now let's, come on, take that 316, baby. 316.03s, 316 right on the dot. Now we're getting the test through. We just got a little wick. Now we get that little push towards 96, 315.96. There we go. We're looking good. Trying to stay patient. Now that should give me that 18 cut here. All right, team. What we're going to do here is let's boom. All right. So I just paid myself at 17.97. Now that cuts me back to break even on the day. So I'm just completely break even. Now I can use the rest of these shares to actually get me the gain on the day and look for that continuation. Break even on the rest. No matter, won't lose, and can only end up into the green further.
And that was a nice clawback. That was a nice clawback from the initial move not going your way. By the way,
battle.
Lucy here still at 380 might be giving that up. So maybe that is going to end up working out for me. The other thing here is ZFox. I know we've talked about this one off the list here. This did not materialize. Crow, I think you said you weren't going to trade them. Let's see if I can find this. I'm pretty sure you said you didn't like this. Can't find it. Anyway, the Crow, can't find it. Dan did see that you were mentioning this though. Dan, I'm completely in agreement with you. Still holding the downtrend, but really holding that 240 line. Don't want to see it break the low of the day at 236. Dan, spot on. That's exactly what I have here on the chart. This 236 line right here is exactly what you're talking about. I think if we break that, it's probably it here for the day. This thing does have a pretty huge float, so it trades a little bit thick. So you're not necessarily going to get those pops as something breaks above a range. But it is doing a fairly decent job holding this area here. So maybe we do get a curl. We got a nice little move here, but it's not on any volume. So really nothing to write home about. Crow says the float was big. Yeah, saw that too. What, 90 some million, something like that?
Tesla going green to red now, so I'm keeping an eye on that one. I could go after Tesla here, but it'd have to be off like this 186 here. We'll see what happens now if we start seeing some reversal action. Just set a stop there on that stock test trade. No matter what, I won't lose on it, so I don't have to stress about that. But the Qs are starting to come back a little bit for this 316. Lucy, I'm home. Does Lucy want to go higher today? At least that one didn't really kind of completely break down. It's just kind of
No,
going sideways.
it held at its VWAP, Mitch. That's really kind of what we're watching here. That VWAP really crept up, bid under it at 281. We'll see if it pushes off from here.
Ooh, that GFAI kind of made a little move up higher, but wasn't able to hold on to it there as it's pulling back now. All right, looking around in the chat, what else you guys got? Everything is mixed. You can't handle the truth.
That's such a good movie. A Few Good Men is such a good movie.
Google, anyone? I'll take a look, guys, at least for my outlook here. Google looks weak, but it is starting to bounce a little bit. Came down towards 105.50s, actually came down towards 105.28s. Double bottom there on the 1 minute. Now starting to work its way back to the VWAP. So keep your eyes on the SPY and the cues for reversal back to the upside. Even though we've had a red day to start, it could reverse right back. And SOXS looks like it's coming back for the stop out for me on the rest of it. We'll see if it gets me out there. It went close to it right now. It was about a penny away. So we'll see if it does get me out or not. I'll let you guys know if I do get out on the rest of that. At least was able to bounce back to break even, and could still take some trades, right? We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and Ryan Christopher, that cat call, cat call. There's nothing I can do about it. As soon as I saw that lighten up the unusual option activity calendar,
look at
like,
that. And that was right here, literally when the stock was at the VWAP. Look where it's at now. Yeah.
So real quickly, the entry from when I was calling it was 350. We're currently at 385, up about 10% on that position here. Remember, though, this goes out till August, 129 days till expiry. So I think that this trader saw something here. By the way, we're up to 22,400 contracts traded. 22,400 contracts traded at the CAT 260 August 18th call. Just absolute money. Just a ton of action in there. So we'll see where this goes here. But nailed it right off the Benzinga Pro unusual option activity scanner. Literally saw it pop up there. Check the chart. Check the option chain. That was all she wrote for that.
Nailed it. I love it, my friend. I'm trying to take a shot here on a stock. Didn't get it in the 121s, but it's an oil stock starting to come higher here. EOG. So I've been thinking about this one.
EOG is a good one.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this one. I like the daily setup here. You can see how you're kind of bunching underneath this 120. And now that you really kind of pulled back into that area today, start pushing higher towards the resistance. If we can just close like above kind of into the 122s, it's going to be looking pretty decent. So I like the way this is setting up here. This is kind of definitely more of a swing trade attempt here for me. But I'm going to get a starter here, and I'm going to look to add later in the day for a pullback. So small starter here on EOG on the swing trade action. So I got 3 swing trades on that I've got on today. And of course, you guys can keep up with all the swing trading action on Start Swing Trading. Now, unfortunately, I will let you know with the cannabis event, I'm not going to be doing Start Swing Trading today or tomorrow. But hey, we still will have live trading. We still will always have pre-market prep. So you guys always stick around right here. Live trading is where you guys want to be. Smash the like out there, team. If you guys enjoying the action today, battling today in that SOXS here. We'll see if I get the stop out. It's right on there. Boom. Out there on the SOXS trade. Break even on that. Just looking for the kind of the trade to kind of get back up there, but doesn't want to go. So NVIDIA could be coming its way back to the upside here. You could see the cues right back up through that 316.50s. We'll find out what happens.
Real quickly, another name that we talked about here in the pre-market, Noggin, N-O-G-N, ticker N-O-G-N, really kind of held up here. I know right out of the gate, we made a little bit of a run there to 240, came all the way back in, but really kind of holding the sideways area. Watch this one for maybe even tomorrow, but also in the afternoon today. I feel like if we get a volume pop after everything kind of settles in, you might have a tradable move here on N-O-G-N. So keep that on the watch list.
All right, another oil play that I'm looking at is ConocoPhillips. So that one's an interesting one for me today. Also for the swing, that's right off to the 106. So that's why I kind of like that one.
Cat calls up another 5 cents here on the ask, so that is working. What was it? Easy Mike. Easy Mike still trading Riot and IONQ. So that Riot trade working for you. How is IONQ? We talked about that a couple of days ago. Haven't looked at it in a little bit. Ooh, this has actually been good. Way to go, Easy Mike. Way to go. And actually looking at this, maybe if we break, let me mark these lines off because we might be in play here again. 735, your top here today, and 773, the high from April 5th.
Ooh, looking at that ConocoPhillips chart right now. Looking at some oil names. I almost got Oxy yesterday. I didn't take it, but I would have got it in the 63s. That's not looking too bad on the day. How's XOM? Going to recover 115s. Just trying to push again and try to make a new high. How's oil overall? Let me check in on oil.
Oil's up
80-50.
1.15% today.
All right. Looks good for the play here. ExxonMobil looks good here. So ConocoPhillips also looks interesting here for the swing off kind of daily low levels. So you can see the support here. Interesting. Qs, look how they came back. I said maybe he comes back to 316.50. It's right back up there. Right back into that sideways consolidation. So now let's see if we get the rejection again from this area. We could see the rejection come in. Man, that Sox has been a battle today. That's for sure. SQQQs probably look cleaner. Yeah, a lot cleaner on the SQQQs. How's Microsoft? How'd that do? Ooh, right back to lows. That's, I mean, if you're wondering why we might be able to roll over here, I mean, Apple's been pretty weak too. These stocks were able to start coming back yesterday, but now they're starting to reject this move. Yeah, that's a hard rejection there on Microsoft. So it's interesting. We could see continued leak on the day. AMD still at the lows there. NVIDIA's not backed by VWAP. There's a lot of weakness still around. Q's trying to come back here. Cigna looking great for me, team. I got this one on the swing at 264.41. It's at 265.51. We're up about a point, and it does look decent to go higher. I'm keeping an eye on Cigna. I also got CVS, right? So I got CVS also a little earlier. I'm going to start looking for this to make that move up. SPY's back above the VWAP. Been focusing more on the Qs lately because of the kind of the tech trade, but definitely is starting to make a little bit of a move back here. Basic materials, healthcare leading us. Those have been really strong. Communication services, industrials, that's not a bad move there. So keeping an eye on those stocks. Financial services higher too. So that's one thing that I've been looking at is financial services can hang on. These stocks can hang on. And I feel like, man, these bank stocks are just not going anywhere right now. Goldman Sachs is one that I'm watching because it does have like a resistance above it. I'm looking to see if it can break out above it. That's into the 330s. It does look strong right now, trying to come back here, but I'm not trading this by any means. I'm just going to look at it for kind of a signal to see if they're going to run into the banks. Goldman Sachs is an early bank to report a lot of the times. What I see is a lot of times they run it into the earnings. So that's why I'm looking to see if they're going to push it before it makes the move.
Jay Rice here saying SWAV, that's Shockwave Medical. This was a CF name. CF, why can't I place that?
CF?
Yeah, what is that? What is C? A CF name? Is that a ticker? CF Industry Holdings?
Yeah, that's a potash play.
Okay. Nary sympathy, he was saying. Anyway, I wanted to just look for some more insight on SWAV. I've never traded this one here today. Good looking chart though on the daily. Look at this. I mean, look at this chart. This certainly looks like this wants to go further. Oh, Christian Fromhertz. Oh, for heaven's sake. I'm embarrassed that I didn't know that, Jay. Holy shit. Mitch. I mean, that should have been one of the first things I'm like, cystic fibrosis? What's good? No, Christian Fromhertz. Okay.
I didn't see his message.
Yeah, no, not great move here off 200, Jay. Like this though. Big breakout. Nari sympathy. Interesting. I'll keep this one on watch, Jay. I got to watch this name more often.
Medical devices. That's why I'm looking into healthcare, right? MDT on my radar. That is a healthcare. I've heard so many people talk about this Medtronic, right? Well, it does have a lot of bottoming in the 77 to 80 area. Looking to see if this can turn around on the daily. I mean, look at the pullback that this has been. This has been a massive pullback, but I like how the weekly is starting to go sideways here and could start pushing into the 82s. And that's, I'm looking overall, look at healthcare today, right? All green, right? That's why I'm watching this area. IBB is one that I've been talking about early on that I started to look at it here when we were going above the 126. And this has just been stair stepping its way up. So this is definitely an area that I want to keep watch. VRTX trying to make some new highs here. New 52-week high VRTX. So that's a good outlook. Amgen, that one's going higher. I was looking at that one in the 240. It's already 252, but it's still a little bit higher than it's been. SOXS looks like it's trying to come back here and do another move here, but I don't know if I'm going to go for this one too here. Let's go to the Qs and see what's going on. Another rejection of the 316.50s. That's what I see right now. So let's see if we actually get the leak or not. It could be reversal time. We'll see what happens. A lot of the stocks are actually on the lows, so we could see some further breakdown. Oracle starting to break down. This one actually doesn't look too bad. This one has been really strong here. So I just don't like shorting stocks by the 9 EMA.
Take care, Ryan and Mitch. Good luck the rest of the day. Rich, Judge, take care of yourself, my man. Real quick, Matt is saying, Ryan, you called Nugget and it's moving higher. Well, the move here is happening. What we did here is we said, hey, take a look at this. This sideways trading to me, this tells me if it's not going to break down, it's going to attempt to break out again. Now we did that. Let's see what happens here. Volume's still looking good, right? That's going to be one of the big keys in some of these plays here. Didn't trade this, not yet. I still think we might get another opportunity here today. Man, look at this daily chart. Ugly stuff. But maybe we get another move here. I'd be looking at this spot right here, 238. A breakout there would be pretty juicy. Maybe I might have another opportunity here if this comes into VWAP. Lucy breaking down here. Maybe this comes into 321. That would actually be pretty good. ZFox holding that 248 level. EGTX looking good. Let's check in on Cat. Cat looking good. Cat looking good.
Cat's out the hat.
This call is up almost 13% now. So that was a nice move, man. I'll tell you something. It doesn't always work. Taking unusual options doesn't always work. But today was a little bit different. It first of all, it didn't happen fast. And like we had 7,000 contracts and all of a sudden 8, 9, 10. That's kind of the repeat buys there really kind of enticing me. We're up to 24,600 calls bought at that 360 August 18 expiry 260 call. Just monster move. Follow the big money. Feel like the Nigerian brothers out here following the big money. Let's go.
Well, some will call me smart. Some might call me not. But I'm going for it again. I'm going for the success, baby. Success all day, baby. All day. Going for it. 1789 here. I'm taking my shot here for the bigger move here. Now let's see if we get it. 5-minute started looking at kind of like a rule of three here outlook. Like what would I see that being, right? And I could see this kind of like build up here, up move, down move, up move, down move, up move. That's that three resistance. Now we look for three support. Three support just happened around the 75. So at least rule of three, shouldn't even put it anywhere back down towards 1775. Should be getting the 18 breakout here. So I'm not selling some here at 18. I'm actually looking for the breakout. Let's see if we get it. Dun, 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 dun. Will the Qs break down? The SPY back down. 18. Let's go, Success. Let's go to the dark side. I'm feeling a little Chewbacca in my life here.
Oh, here we go. Let's go.
Let's go. Sound that alarm.
Your impression of the actual thing. Oh, that's so good.
I'm going again, baby. Old school.
Jolene. Okay, Mitch, reel me in here if I go a little bit too far. Reel me in here if I go. I think you know what I'm talking about. Jolene saying, any advice for trying to grow a small account, less than 300 to start, looking to use options? Okay, couple of things here. First of all, small account challenges are very, very difficult. I suck at them. My first ever account was $500, and I blew that up in like a month. Second account here. My second account, let me make sure I'm not getting blown up here. My second account was $1,000 and I blew that one up too. So the first thing I want to say here is starting with a small account. If it doesn't work out the first time, don't get discouraged. This job is not easy. That you do not go from having very little money to being wealthy and having Lambos everywhere. It just doesn't work that way. Don't hold yourself to that standard or you're just going to make it more difficult on yourself.
Rats.
Number two, looking to start using options. Okay, see back to number one, because if you are using cheap, short-dated options, a lot of those are going to expire. You're going to take losses. I understand why they're appealing. They're affordable. You can watch a 15-cent contract go to $5 and be like, wow, I just made a ton of money. It's very, very difficult. Okay, it's very, very difficult. I'm almost thinking that what would be better is if you tried to make little overnight trades using stock to try and build those funds up. Now, I don't know if everything's confirmed yet, and I don't want to speak out of place here, so I'm going to be relying on Mitch here, but there may be a small account challenge happening in the near future with some of the traders here.
Stick around, team. Stick around.
And if that's the case, we will try to go into some of the different things that make this possible, what to look for. I'm telling you right now that I'm nervous for that. I'm excited and nervous at the same time. I'm nervous because the last time I started with a small account, I got to where I was at now. So maybe it'll be different this time. But my first two, I ended up losing everything. So we're going to try to do that. I understand a lot of people are starting with those or may have incurred losses and are restarting with those. We talk here about process all the time. I'd love to be able to kind of tailor some of the content to that. We're working on that. So stick around, because I think that if one of the things that you want to see is how to build off of a small account, you're going to have that opportunity here on this show. And I don't know how it's going to go yet, right? I don't know how it's going to go. I think that you're going to be able to learn things from our successes, and I think that you're going to be able to learn things from our failures. So stay tuned.
Raz, I'm with you. Get it. No, I'm just messing with you, Raz. Raz says Success needs some more Star Wars cheering. Yeah, that's what it needs. It's not, doesn't want to go, baby. But the Qs are also hanging out there. You see the wick that it just put in there through 316 again. And we were looking to see what would happen when we got back to 316, right? Well, we went right back to those lows, just bounced again, right near these lows. 68 being the last time we went down there. This time we go to 71, a little bit higher. We want to see if we take out that 68. And NVIDIA's right on the intraday low. It wicked through it right now. 272.55. We went towards 272.27. So keeping an eye on stocks like that to see if they can continue going lower. Those are the really strong names now turning weak, right? that's something definitely to keep an eye out. All right, let's keep it going, team. Smash the like out there. And we do have a nice interview for you guys at 11, so stick around. I'm going to try to close up this Success trade. Get ready for that.
Yeah,
That's going to be myself. What? Yes, Zunaid's not joining for that interview. I'll be handling it, team. Stick around. We got a lot more for you.
Yeah, you can't handle the truth. Small accounts are hard because when you enter a trade and are wrong, there's no cash available to take the opposite direction. Very, very tough. I've experienced this too. I think that one of the things that got me out of the last small account that I was in was having a very, very quick trigger finger when things didn't go correctly. Yeah. Now, the other thing that happened was I got a couple of home runs in there that really kind of elevated me to the next level. I had a 5-figure trade on SLGG a number of years ago. That was big. So it can be done, but you're very, very right about this. And I think that it's been several years now, more than that, since I've actually traded with such a small account. I think that if I go back to that, I'll probably have to kind of re-hone some skills of using an account of that size. And I'm hoping that that grounds me a little bit more, provides some benefit that I can apply going forward. It'll just be really interesting to see where I'm at starting over with a small account. Yeah, you must have a tight stop loss. That's what I agree in. Oh, Easy Mike, you said that your son took $5K, grew it into a $25K account, and then paid off his school. That is amazing. Agree with Crow here. That is amazing. Yeah, lunch money, and then you can't trade for the rest of the day. So that's going to be one of the other things here. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to do my very best to focus on quality over quantity. And I think that's going to be a huge change. I'm excited for this, though. Mitch, I'm going to run to the washroom here real quick before you get ready.
No worries. I'm just looking up questions here in the back, but also getting ready, of course, and focusing on what's going on here with the Qs. It's the battle of the 316 right now, and it seems like we want to hold this level. So we got to be careful, right? I can let Success pull back a little bit here, but looking for the 18 breakout. We got to 1802 and we turned right back around. So just looking at the Qs, been on a slow leak all day, but we could always reverse, right? Always keep up what could happen here, right? And so you can see here on the 5-minute, right? You can see how this kind of bottoming action around the 316.90 area. And that's kind of like the bearish pattern that we're in right now. And if you look at this in the rule of 3, this is down 1, up 1, down 2, up 2, down 3, up 3. So anything above this level could reverse action in my rule of 3. And we should break down this lower level here. Any move back up through 316.50, 316.60, I would think we would reverse on the day and we'd get like some upside action to come back into some of these tech names. So that's the rule of 3 already played out. Now let's see if we actually get that continuation through these double lows and then get our 18 breakout here for Success. That could also bring an NVIDIA breakdown, AMD breakdown, right? Microsoft breakdown, Apple maybe going lower, Tesla. Tesla's actually trying to reverse on the day. If you're looking for a strong stock while everything's kind of weak, this is reversing first. So definitely Tesla looking like it's trying to hang in there a little bit today. We'll see if it does go to the red, but that one's trying to hang in. How's the Google? Google right around VWAP. That actually looks interesting for me for a short because the Qs are that low. But it would have to actually give you that kind of connection towards the 315s on the downside action. We'll see what happens there. Will Google make that move down, reject the 106 move up, and come through the lows? No PDT in Canada. Oh, Canada. Yeah, but the only thing is within Canada, you get taxed like insane, right, Crow? Yeah, lots of tax. Oh, Canada. You know what you need to do, though, right, Crow? Crow, we need to go and move to Puerto Rico. We're going to make an LLC. We're going to figure out a way to get the tax benefits so that we can get 4% capital gains in Puerto Rico. Who's with me? Who's with me out there?
You had me at Puerto Rico, so
I know I had Ryan. I didn't have to worry about that, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Get to the beaches. They're calling out there. They're calling. All right, team. We'll see what's going to go on here, but not looking too bad. Google's starting to come down. We were looking for that move. We went through the low there, through the double low, and look how we're trying to recover that double low right now. Let's see if we can get that action really through here on the Qs. Don't want to see it come back to 316 right now. Looking for the 315.50 move lower. There's success to 1807 here. Can we get another little leg lower on the Qs? Then I can really start taking profits on the success to take a nice gain for the day. All right, come on, come on. Let's see if we can get this. You see how you're getting that bottoming action right now on the Qs. This is the important. I don't want it to recover these double lows. You see how it's trying to recover that right now? That's why I'm keeping an eye on it. Doesn't mean that it's fully recovered. 5-minute closing will tell me. Mm, 1808 on success here. Could take the profits and run right now, but it wouldn't be the biggest day. So I'm looking for another little tick higher through the 1810s to take some off. Come on, come on. Let's reject this 315.70s. Get back to a red candle. You see how it went green to red there? That's what I was looking for. Now let's see if we get that next down action move here. 1811s, there we go. Nice little pop there in success. Boom. I'll take a little bit there off at 1811s, and now I'll leave the rest of this to keep working. Now, no matter what, break even and let it work, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Time to let the market do the work for me. And the crowd goes wild. All right, smash the like out there. Let's go.
I was one of our coworkers, Mitch, was talking about how much they love Costco. So I was reading that. And he's like, "Yeah, you have this great trip, and then you finish off your Costco trip with a hot dog and a chicken bake. I mean, come on,
come on!
That's so funny.
Can you go wrong? I mean, I don't got Costco.
I like the slice of pizza, honestly.
I do the Sam's pizza. I know it's probably not good for me, but it's cheap and I love it. 1817s now for success. Now we're getting the play here. Bang, bang. Now we're looking for that continuation. We got the 315.50 there. NVIDIA, new lows there. AMD, new lows there. Not bad, team. Not bad. Not bad. It was tough.
Jay, Short, and Bud out there calling it the woke trade. All right, let's see where it goes.
Ooh, Bud. I heard some people battling on Bud over the weekend.
Oh, by the way, Noggin, Matt, hopefully you're doing well with Noggin here. Noggin came all the way. When we talked about it, it had come up to 238 and it was on its way back down. Well, guess what? It was on its way back down to the VWAP, almost to the penny, and then bounced off that. We actually took this 238 level out. Let's see if we end up trading higher here on Noggin. We had a number of things off the list that worked today. This is off the back of yesterday where we had a couple of things that worked too. Maybe things are picking up here. Market's down. Easy for us to find relative strength. I don't know. You tell me.
Looking to see if we recover this double or triple low, because if we recover it, well, guess what? I'm just going to take my money and run. This is that type of market, right? At least for me, has not been the market to look for long continuation moves. It's more like take that money and get the hell out of here. There's some like wick action now happening on both sides, right? You see it on AMD, you see it on the Qs, you see it on success, the wicks. Yeah, looking to me like we're getting a little bit of some comeback action here. All right, teams, especially since I have that interview coming up, I won't be able to watch like a fast mover like success. So I'm going to take the money and run here, team. It's not the biggest green day for me, but it's green. right? You can't be mad about that, right? I mean, some days we're going to get that big kind of green day up like we did with the swing trading action. Today we battled and stayed into the green. That's what matters sometimes. And you can see the cues coming right back towards that 316. So not bad about that. Going to keep going though, team. You guys don't go anywhere. I'm going to leave Ryan for just a couple of seconds and get you guys over to that interview. They'll be right here at 11. So we got about like 5-10 minutes. I'll be right back, team.
Okay. Don't worry, you are in good hands with me. We will wait for Mitch to get back. Run to success. I agree with that. Real quick, stay focused. Our Faloona, is it all about the short? I don't know what you're referring to. Can you give me some more context so that I know what you're talking about? Matt saying I didn't trade Noggin. Matt, that's okay. We'll get you another one here. Now this is interesting, Jay. Now I know what you're discussing here with the Bud Light, but you're right. If distributors boycott for whatever reason and stop buying, that could be bad for the stock here. So you're looking at Anheuser-Busch here. What did you give us the parameters of that? You think you just said you were buying puts. Make sure I get that right. But yeah, June puts. Okay, June puts. I wonder what strike those are, if you don't mind sharing. Already got green. All right. Well, awesome. Nice job getting green and nice job having some discipline. Lucy actually coming back in here. Lucy, this might be done. Maybe we get another pop here. It looks like Carvana was going. This is some of that junk that we mentioned earlier. Carvana stopped at this 1086 level. Sorry about that. I'm risking 2 cases of beer or a half keg on the trade. Okay. At least you have your risk defined ahead of time, Jay. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Good luck on that. Let's see. Let's take a look here on the scanner. Noggin new highs. Man. So how many did we have? Let's go back to the movers tool here. We had Lucy gave a win early. Z Fox didn't really give a. I guess it did if you played this one, but that would have been tough. I'm gonna put Z Fox in the no category. Weight Watchers, nice one off the VWAP there. Noggin, that worked. Tupperware didn't, right? Nope. And we didn't really touch the Bitcoin plays, and we didn't really touch this one. So it's not bad. 1, 2, 3 of 4 stocks off the list here today worked. How's PayPal holding up? Oh, PayPal rough. And we were looking for this to get a potential breakout. It didn't do any of that. Still trading sideways here on PayPal. Okay, let's go back to the scanner here and check out some of the action in the moment. EBIX. Ooh, EBIX above yesterday's intraday high. What happened with this one? What was this? Cloud e-commerce solutions for insurance, finance, and healthcare. Okay. What are you guys talking about? You guys are talking about American beer. Interesting. You guys, we missed a nice move on BMEA. We'll do that sometimes. Let's check this out. Iomia Fusion. Oh, we sure did. We sure did. Where did this one? Oh, interesting. You know what? I'm going to chart this one off just in case this appears in the scanner again. So here's the bottom that we bounced off of. Definitely a good spot. Okay. I think we see some more in here. I'm gonna mark some more of these off here. Here we go. And then we're gonna get this top. All right, I'm gonna mark. All right, we're gonna leave these and we're gonna see how these levels do. This gives us levels between 24 and 36, so 12 points worth of levels on 6 different lines. So not bad there. Let's see where we go here on BMEA. So this is why I like having some of this charting and technical analysis done ahead of time, so that when you're actually in the moment, we're not spending a lot of time there. Wow, the scientist that they have on TV here is, I've never seen this guy before. I kind of want to hear. Oh, this is an AI. Sorry, I got distracted, guys. Okay. Not sure what's going on there, but anyway, sorry for the distraction there. Cat looking good. Saying JFBR could be a runner at the end of the day. Is that on the scanner here? No, let's just type it in. JFBR. Jeff Brands. Oh, I see what you're saying here. So you're saying if this holds up here and then breaks through that 145 and then VWAP at 148, yeah, that could get, really needs volume in order for that to happen. GCTK did something here today, Crow? Ah, it did. It kind of came off the bottom here. Nice little move there, right up to VWAP. What a surprise. This is why we use that VWAP all the time. I actually wasn't in this. Nice job if you hit that. Nice job if you hit that there, Crow. Paramount calls. Someone was asking about Paramount earlier today, weren't they? It's like a big buy there. It wasn't a block trade, was it? No, big buy there. And then also, do we have news on Paramount? Paramount? No, free soccer service. Golazo Network. Okay. I'll check that out when we're off the show here. Free soccer. I'll take that. You know, Paramount, if I recall, I wonder if this would be something, mark this down. This would be something to check out. Paramount over last weekend, over the Masters tournament, Paramount had a deal where if you signed up for Paramount Plus, which I believe is their paid streaming service, I'm not a customer, so I don't know, but I believe Paramount Plus was their paid streaming service. If you signed up for that, you got all of their Masters bonuses. You got to watch what was happening at Amen Corner. You got to watch the featured group. You got to watch all this stuff. So I'm wondering if they're going to see a boost from that after the free period is up. I'm wondering if that bleeds down either into an earnings report or some type of data that comes out about monthly active users, so on and so forth. That'd be something to watch. In fact, I'm going to put that in my notes here because I'm likely to forget that if I don't. Paramount Plus had Masters stuff for free trial. Okay. We'll check in on that in a little bit here. Yeah, you guys are talking about TGTX. This has been real good. We talked about this a couple of days ago. Oh, what happened here? Oh, no. Oh, no, folks. I screwed it up. All right, let's go ahead and reload the layout. Uh-oh. 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 I don't know how I'm going to be able to. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's all we had to do. Still kind of annoying, though. And why is my chart now? Oh, man, I broke everything. What did I do? Did you guys see that? What did I do there? We need Mitch to rescue me. Holy smokes. We're going to go ahead and refresh Pro here. I broke it. I done broke it clicking too many things. this is connected now. That shouldn't be. Yeah, that shouldn't be connected. Let me go ahead and try this one more time. There we go. There we go. All right, sorry about breaking my screen share there. Here we go. We're all fixed now. Okay. We weren't on Ebix. This is something that we were looking at yesterday. Let's just start checking the list here. Aside, that's moving with Bitcoin. SLGC. Oh, that's not quite the same thing. Here's TGTX that we were talking about. So was this Sydney? I think. Let me see. TGTX upgrade. New drug might be a blockbuster. So here's, if we go to the news feed, didn't we get an upgrade? What was it? Did we get it today? No. Oh, here we go. No, a buy from B. Riley. Price target of 39. So there's your new rating there. I'd actually like to read this. I'd actually like to read some more about that drug. Sydney, let me know if you have anything on that you can share with the group. That'd be sweet. And don't forget, folks, stick around. We're going to have Mitch on an interview here in the next few minutes. So don't go anywhere. Mitch holding the fort down. Oh, yes, Mitch is back. Oh, look at that.
Yes. In a second, we're going to get into an interview here with Amplitech Group, AMPG's president, Fawad Makbul.
Awesome.
Stick around, team. We got a nice one for you guys coming up. So in just a few seconds, I'll get you guys out of here. Ryan, we'll get you wrapped up in just 1 minute here. Cool.
So looking ahead here today, let's look ahead and see what we can set up here. So first of all, I would just keep checking in on Lucy. You get a volume pop like we saw here. You might get a tradable move here in Lucy. Back, okay. This is a penny stock that looks like this is going wild here. I'm going to skip over that, but you guys are welcome to watch that if you want. Weight Watchers pushing through and away from the VWAP. See if Weight Watchers can cross 6 and maybe go towards that 650 here. ZFox, we talked about this plan here. We did lose 236. So since then, we've lost 236. To me, this is probably a no-go. Maybe it finds some support at 219 and curls, but 236 was the spot we discussed earlier. We lost it. We'll check back in on it later today or tomorrow. See if it trades back up. Let's see, Carvana. It's how the AI names and AI names given some of it back. How does AI look? Ticker AI. That gave back a lot of its gains too. CIFRS was a Bitcoin name. That's actually still holding up there. How's Tupperware? We bouncing yet on Tupperware? Just got my Chewy order yesterday. Nope, Tupperware, no bounce here at all today. Huge. BBAI still, nope, that gave it back too. Wow. Okay, everything's kind of settling in here. NASDAQ at the lows. Let's check the SPY and see where we finished up there. SPY's at unch. It looks like just about.
Yeah, it looks like it went lower. It looks like I sold Success a little early, but not going to be mad about that. Got the interview coming up, team. And we are seeing another leg lower here. Looks like for the Qs, AMD getting beaten down today, NVIDIA getting beaten down, and the big tech getting hit hard, right? Did the banks ever turn? That's one thing I'll just take a peek before we wrap up, at least
Goldman
trade
Sachs
action.
Up here about 0.5%, but nothing notable. And I didn't see anything on the scanner either.
Interesting to see that, right? It's not what we expected there. We thought maybe the banks lead us down, but it looks like we're just getting a pullback from these big tech names, and that is causing a little bit of a turn. But remember, yesterday they were really strong bouncing back. So we'll see what happens to these tech names. Any last comment you got, Ryan?
Oh, I was just kind of giving a rundown of some of the things that I was looking for here. Gonna watch the broader market. Nice little win here. Cat still going well. 415 ask there on Cat, so that's looking pretty nice. We really hooked one there right off the unusual option activity calendar on that Cat trade. I mean, I guess at this point, if we talk about it all the time, right? Be able to take your gains. You're up about 18% here. So maybe if this ticks up again, or maybe ticks up twice, maybe take some of your gains off the table. I only have 2 contracts. This is gonna be a longer term trade for me anyway, but good start here, up 20% early. So
all right, let's go ahead. I'll get you out of here, Ryan, and I'll get to my interview. It's always good to see you,
good
my
luck.
friend, and we'll see you again, like always, tomorrow. Bright and
Always.
early. You guys smash the like. We'll be back like always. Ryan's getting out of here. And now I'm switching over and giving you guys to an interview. Like always, it's always great to get to the stories that we want to hear from. Fawad, if you could just do me the favor, get that camera on. Are you ready to go? Let me just check right quick. There you go. He's ready to go, team. We're going to get right into the interview. We're going to be interviewing AMPG on the NASDAQ. So let's go ahead. Let's talk to Amplified's Group President and CEO, Fawad Makbul. How are we doing today?
Good morning. Doing well. Doing well. How are you?
Definitely exciting times right now. You just recently reported earnings yesterday. Let's first get right into the results, and we can talk a little bit more about the company. What did you guys just report?
Well, we reported a quadrupled increase in revenue, quadrupled increase in top line revenue, gross margins. Our focus and strategy was to increase our top line first with developing new products that are in the floating industries right now. And then that will relate and fall into the bottom line as we grow our sales and revenue.
Definitely. It's always great to be able to kind of meet that top line growth, let alone 3 times that top line growth. So definitely congratulations on that. Now tell us a little bit more about the company. If we've never heard of the company, what does the company do and how do you guys make money?
Well, Amplitech Group is a high-tech company. We're a manufacturer and designer of RF microwave components, and that's not microwave ovens.
Oh, man, no worries. No Hot Pockets here, man.
Probably make more money then, but no, not in the future. Everything is communications, right? We all know
Yes.
everything is tied to wireless communications, particularly. And everything, all communications needs an RF microwave component that enables these communications. And that's what we manufacture and design. We call this component called a low noise amplifier. It boosts all the signals from satellites, from cell phones. It's what gives you the bars on your cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a signal in your car as you're going by a tower or so. You see a signal get stronger or weaker as you get further away, and you start hearing the static in the background. Well, poor systems for microwave communications and data streaming and all that will have static in the background. That's called noise. What we do is we amplify these signals in the receivers and suppress the noise while amplifying it. So this way, every signal is clear. It allows the high-speed connectivity for 5G, 6G, and all other applications, including satellites and cell phones.
Yeah, definitely. And in a space like 5G and 6G that's growing on an everyday basis, there's definitely some new products that will probably be in the line. Anything that we have in the pipeline that we should be looking out for?
Yes, definitely. What we're trying to do is enable the 5G infrastructure, which is not right now available to anybody. We all think 5G is here, but it's all fake news. Really, it's not here. True 5G allows you to get gig speed connectivity, 1 gigabit per second. If you look at your phone or download anything in your phone, it's only going to be maybe about 20 megabits or so, maximum maybe 80 megabits. But we're talking about 1,000 megabits on a continuous level, and then also thousands and thousands of users to be connected simultaneously at the 1,000 megabit speed. So then you can download your videos right now in about 3 minutes or so, but in the future when 5G is here, not too long from now, you can download the entire Star Wars trilogy in 3 seconds. That's the difference in the new 5G technology that is going to be coming out. We're going to be enabling that with our amplifiers and our radios. Those white boxes on top of the towers, we're making new ones that are actually 5G, so we can retrofit the old ones and everybody can have 5G and have high speed. Fully automated vehicles can only come out if 5G is available. And augmented reality, virtual reality, just like Meta wants to do, can only happen when you have true 5G, 6G networks. So we're all part of that explosive growth.
Yes, you guys are also in a really interesting area that I've been really kind of keeping a close eye on right now. Of course, the real kind of big word right now is AI, but also we've been talking about quantum computing. You guys are definitely into this space. Tell us a little bit more about what you guys do for quantum computing and what you can do moving forward.
Sure, it's very exciting. Quantum computing is taking it's on growth like it's on a hockey stick, right? It's on the knee of the hockey stick growth. It's been developing for years, but now IBM just announced that they're at the 433 qubit level. These qubits are basically like the bits that we have in a regular classical computer, except they're quantum bits, so they're called qubits. Every quantum quantum computer will need these qubits, and they're going to need thousands of these qubits to fully have an AI type computer that thinks like us and makes decisions and calculations billions and billions every millisecond. So we make a component, a special amplifier that's cryogenically cooled at 4 Kelvin temperatures, and each qubit uses this amplifier, this LNA, to accomplish all this calculations and detect the photons. So that's a very important thing. Thousands of qubits, thousands of LNAs.
Definitely, and it's something that's growing every single day. The interest and focus is definitely moving towards. We've been definitely kind of keeping an eye on stocks that have that story behind it. Now, how about the competition, right? Let's talk a little bit about that. And why should investors keep, of course, AmpliTech as the competitive advantage here and the stock to watch?
Well, first of all, we're a high-tech company, right? And we haven't just started now. We went public a year and a half ago or so to NASDAQ. We uplisted, but we've been around for about 20 years. We've been making state-of-the-art technology for many years. We're experienced in space-qualified technology, communications components for satellite applications. You see all these LEO, MEO satellites going up now. Everybody, Starlink, Intelsat, they're all launching thousands and thousands of satellites for internet in the sky. Those satellites and the ground stations where they have to be communicating use our amplifier technology. And it's the state-of-the-art technology which allows the receiver to have very crystal clear and clarity in the signal so that you can have very high-speed data. That's what everybody wants now. High-speed, clear signal so you can do voice and data. That's what we're enabling with our communication technology. So everything, 99% of all communications use LNAs and amplifiers. So it's a huge market for us, and we're front and center because we've been doing this high-tech, this high-end amplifiers for many years. Now it's mainstream. Now the whole world needs these high-end amplifiers for every application, not just in the past like astronomy or anything deep space applications. They need them now in computers, in satellites, in cell phones, and we're making chips, all new chips, transferring our technology into small chip form so we can put them into large volume applications like the cell phones and laptops and everything else.
Love it. We have a thing that here at Benzinga that we always talk about, the thing behind the thing. And it seems like you guys are exactly that, the picks and shovel type of play, right? Behind the infrastructure there for the 5G and 6G to really kind of get moving. I think this is a really great question here. What do you think is going to be the hardest barrier to overcome in 2023? And how will you solve it?
Well, technology-wise, we are really good, making good progress. We've got our radios in production. We already have our chips made. We have wafers. We have relationships with 9 foundries all over the world, particularly here, state-of-the-art foundries. So we don't see a barrier as far as technology is concerned. It's really just the market conditions that we don't know what's happening right now. These days, the market's going up and down. There's a lot of uncertainty. But as far as we are concerned, we're focused, laser focused on developing the best technology there is, and it's all in improving everyone's quality of life today as we speak.
All right. Anything else that you would like to discuss for investors out there? Maybe something that they're missing that is definitely a key part of the company.
Well, we're small, relatively. We're a small microcap company, but the point is that the products that we're making are huge. I mean, we're talking about retrofitting every cell tower or cell site there is just in USA alone. There's 1 million cell sites. So if you retrofit every cell site in US, not even a fraction of that, it's a 9-0 potential for just one product line. We have quantum computing. We're one of 2 companies in the world that make these qubit amplifiers, right? So we're being evaluated and tested by third parties and actually Fortune 500 companies that want to use these. Google AI, IBM, all those guys are making these quantum computers. So we're a primary source for them, and that industry is growing. So all of these industries are exploding. We're on ground floor, and building our foundation of technology so that we can realize that in the coming next year or two.
Well, it seems like there's a big pie out there to get, and I'll definitely be keeping up with you. Fawad Makbul, President and CEO, Amplitech Group. Definitely check it out, team. I definitely think it's an interesting company here and how you guys are expanding into the thing behind 5G and 6G. And I agree with you too. I feel like everybody's talking about 5G like it's here, but I think it's just starting to kick off. Companies like you behind the infrastructure here, something to keep an eye out. And I will be looking forward to the day when I can just download movies on the go. So appreciate you kind of bringing in here the story behind your company and also pushing forward the 5G and 6G industry. We'll look forward to talking to you more. Fawad Makbul. Have a good one. Take care.
Thank you, Mitch. Take care.
Have a great one. And definitely take a look at the company right now. I'll tell you guys how I can see it at least. I'm going to bring it up here, the stock, and you guys can see it here. AMPG, as of late, we really are trying to kind of push a little bit higher here. Of course, I have no exposure to this company right now, but I can at least see that we're definitely getting out of a long-term consolidation period. That's good news, especially when we're starting to see of kind of 5G really starting to kick off. I know it was a real big focus for me when I first started trading kind of in 2018. Now we're 2023, right? We're really starting to see it kick off. Everybody sees 5G on their phone, but will we start to see this technology take it to the next level? Looking for a move above 3. We'll see what happens to AMPG. And like always, you guys can keep up with all the action right here on Benzinga. It's always great to hear from the CEO and the president, the story behind the company. Another thing behind the thing, and I always talk about it, look for the underlying assets, right? The technology behind these companies, I think is the important thing to kind of catch, right? It's usually not only, let's say, like a Dell. No, it's usually what's behind these things, right? What's behind the infrastructure that's needed. That's why I look at things like stories like ChargePoint and EVgo, infrastructure for the EVs, right? We always want to stay up with these thematic themes. I hope you guys enjoyed today's interview and enjoyed all the action here on live trading with Benzinga. We'll see you next time. Like always, hit the thumbs up. No start swing trading later today. I will get you guys over to, of course, our virtual event. We do have the Cannabis Capital Conference going on right now. You guys can jump in there. Don't go anywhere. We still got a lot for you guys here. Throwing it up here in the chat here so that you guys can click it. And definitely the thing behind the thing, Raz, you know it. We'll see what happens next time. Smash the like, and I'll see you guys later, of course, on right here, Benzinga. You don't go anywhere, team. We got a lot more for you. Cannabis Conference. Come on over. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think. I know that there's a lot of kind of negativity sometimes when it comes to investing in cannabis, but I can tell you I'm one of the bulls out there. I think it's just a matter of time till we get the right tailwinds in the industry and can lift higher. Check it out, team. We'll see you next time right here on live trading with Benzinga. Check.